good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Glad to see you today. I don't have anything specific on the agenda today, but I figured I'm going to be going through my charts, doing some updating, looking at the supply and demand, see if there's anything that's changed over the last few days. We know that this week has been one where the institutions are not really focused on making any specific moves at this point. And the reason being is because they've been profit taking. Okay, we talked about this last week going into this week, and so nothing has really changed. Okay, so I'm just going to look at the markets, look at the supply and demand, update my charts, update my analysis, and that's pretty much it. So how's everybody doing? I'm doing pretty well. Tim, US Swiss starting to head higher. Yeah, not too surprised with that, are we? Santiago, how's it going, buddy? Not too surprised. Let's go take a look what it's doing. Yeah, slowly. Yeah, that was the move that we've been watching for. Was up. Continue to move up, so we're not too surprised with that, right? Not too surprised at all. So let me just adjust some things here, like that. Let me see something else here. That's that. So that's what we got going on. Looks like price is inching higher. So I'll do that. Line to the upside. Looks like it's hugging that trendline area now quite nicely, doesn't it? Yeah. Good day, Jason. Nice to see you. Paul, how are you? Gerd, Francesco, nice to have you all here. So the trend line's being hugged there on the 4-hour, and very close to taking out this area of supply. Once that opens up, move to the 94s, right? 93.70 around there. That's where the opposing weekly supply is, so not too surprised by that. Very likely that is what is going to be taking place this week. So we're in Wednesday, couple more days. Yeah, so this is when the momentum starts to kick in. Usually it's Tuesday, and then it leaks into Wednesday, and then sometimes a little bit Thursday, and then possibly on Friday. So it's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Was the chart? Kiwi was also looking like some weakness today. Lower from that 4-hour supply area. Came into our supply and then dropped. So it's in this area. To break lower, it's got to break through this area here. And if it can do that, and there shouldn't be any reason why it can't. There's nothing there to stop it really. Just the demand on the higher time frame. In terms of gold, nothing's really been happening here. Very stale price action. Moved lower. Contact this area of demand here. And that's pretty much it. Oil has been very strong. We're talking about oil for for some time now, clearing the roads to for a bigger move to the upside. Let's take a look at this 4-hour chart here. So we got some supply that we're responding to right now. And some supply that we're responding to, so that could keep things a range for the rest of the week. If it breaks through this area, then it opens up the floodgate for a bigger move. It looked like on the daily chart. Yeah, inching its way up towards that area to break through the higher time frame supply. Now, it's looking like that might just take place. Dollar. So there's that strength that's starting to come in again. You see something. It looks like they still haven't. TradingView still hasn't fixed that issue. The zones being drawn in front. Let me check this out here. Check this here. So it looks like we might have also very large. You know, looking at the 4-hour chart, there's nothing to stop price from doing that. We're in the 92.17s. There's nothing there on the 4-hour. We already contacted the daily supply, dropped, and now we are reversing up. You see, we contacted supply, dropped, now it's curling back up, and as it's curling back up, it's creating areas of demand. So that's a good sign for continued move higher like that. Francesco, US Swiss franc, what if price doesn't reach the next supply straight away? Could they use the new demand created? Let's go back there and take a look. If it doesn't go up to weekly supply right away. Yeah, well, that's the thing when you have circumstances like this, okay? Remember how we were talking about the time frames. Look, it's just about to break through that daily. Okay. Okay, so let me explain again. Let's just save this chart first. Okay, remember on the monthly chart. Okay, so let's do this. Just want to bring up a new chart. More simple. That one's saved. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay. US Swiss. So remember, let's just look at all the time frames here. So in terms of the directions of price, we got monthly chart is in a downtrend. The weekly chart is in a range. Okay. And look at the daily chart. What would you say about the daily chart? I mean, it was uptrending until it wasn't. It entered into a range, and it has stayed in that range ever since. Okay, so we're dealing with two very important time frames here that are in ranges. And what do we know to be true about ranges when price is in range? Price can do just about anything it wants to. All right, so when price is stuck in a range, it can go up halfway, down, there doesn't seem to be a very excuse me. There doesn't seem to be a set of rules that price will follow when price is in a range. It tends to be unpredictable. And the thing about trading is we need to trade when things are predictable. Now, yes, when you gather a certain amount of experience in the markets, you can predict certain moves like what I was doing here in terms of suggesting that it's very likely price is going to up like this. But in that move up, it can go halfway through, it can drop, it can go lower, and then eventually get there. Because when you're looking at the daily chart, the chart's in a range. Okay, remember, the chart's in a range on the daily chart. So how is it going to get there? The journey can take several different routes. It's very likely it's going to get to the target that we just mentioned, but the journey in which it's going to take to get there could be, you know, it could be very haphazard, like how I drew it out here. So when you have trends in play and you have momentum, then it's highly predictable what price will do and the journey it will take to get there. That's why we like to trade when trends are in play and when these types of formations are taking place on the chart, because then it becomes highly predictable what price is going to do. So when we're looking at the US Swiss, it just looks like all it needs to do is remove that, and that will rally up like that. All right, that's what I see. Let's see. I am tracking a day trade on Bitcoin. Targets will be daily supply, need 1 hour momentum. Signal. Yeah, we could see Bitcoin. Let's see. Let's go take a look and see what it's doing. You'd want to target up here. That's what you're looking at. Going long, target there. Okay, so let's see here. Alright, so here's a couple things, my take on that. We are sitting within a weekly area that's already been tested, rallied up, tested again, this time a little bit deeper. The first initial drop here, we had these wicks coming to the downside. Drop base, yeah, didn't produce any type of structure here that we would like to see for a descending trend line. We do have one now. It's not the greatest the way it looks. I don't like it very much. It's not very strong. So I'd be careful with that, especially with what's happening right here. Okay? Because we got that consolidation candle, but we got price rallying up and we got price coming right back down. So I'm not a big fan of that. I think I know what you're seeing. I think I know what you're looking at, but I'd be very cautious with that. Very cautious. Okay? Just, it could work, but it's not high probability from what I'm seeing. But it could work. I just wouldn't want to trade that for sure. I see the markets are going up quite nicely. We're not too surprised by that, are we? I mean, we were taking a look at what was it? There was a zone that we found that was working out to perfection. Where did we see it? This chart here? NASDAQ. Oh yeah, right here. That was your entry. Right up there. And your first entry long would have been right there. I mean, that was just so perfect. Just right there, plain straight in your face. Easy breezy. Monthly chart we can actually map out to. Something like that. It's looking good, looking strong. No reason to suspect that price is going to drop. Although it could, right? Because all-time highs, you're dealing with the banks pushing price up. You don't know when they're going to decide that they don't want to push price up anymore. That's the thing with all-time highs. But those who like to buy all-time highs with the assumption that it's going to continue, yeah, those are the two trading opportunities that were missed. Uptrends on a lot of time frames here. So it's good. Yeah, looks decent. Let's take a look at this daily chart. We had some supply being formed by the banks here. And yeah, so it looks like we got something here as well. Small, tiny, but we could see price retracing from there. Retrace down to that area of demand, that's possible. Adjust that. And like that. Looks good. That's what the daily chart looks like to me. That's what it looks like to me. And Dow Jones obviously will be in a similar predicament. Yeah, came down to that weekly area demand and it's just sitting there. So NASDAQ and the SPX seem to be the better options for long. That's what I'm seeing. All right. Let's go back here. So let me see what else you guys want to look at. Ahmet, what's up, man? You're asking questions about things that don't have to do with trading or charts. I'm curious, just why would you ask me that question, Ahmet? Just out of curiosity. Pound Kiwi, let's see. Okay, so Pound Kiwi, we know that it's responding from some demand. Yeah, it looks, just double checking the work here. Just double check the work. Let's see. It looks okay. Although this is not correct here, so so this is that's not there. Not weekly supply. Let me see. Demand, I should say. I removed that. Okay. Yeah, it's okay. All right, so we are responding from demand. So we can see that the big push to the upside now by the banks. So this would lead us to suspect that pound is going to be stronger than Kiwi if we get a continued push to the upside. Because let's keep things in mind here that if we look at the trends, we have price in a range here on the monthly. We have an uptrend on the weekly, uptrend on the daily. So that's pretty decent that we have trends on 2 time frames, daily and weekly. So now it's just about putting things into perspective. Why are the trends upwards on daily and weekly? Is it to facilitate what's happening on the month? That's a possibility. What is happening on the monthly? We have supply that was contacted. We have demand that was contacted. So up, contacted supply, came down, not responding to any type of demand, and then building trends to the upside on the chart there on the monthly. So it's hit that, and now we see things are shifting on the 4-hour chart. Not very strong from what I'm seeing. Not very strong to the upside. Let's take a quick look at the pound and see what it's showing us. Yeah, that continued weakness that we were talking about. Okay. Continued weakness. And the Kiwi, yeah, we were seeing the weakness as well. So is the pound going to get stronger than the Kiwi? That's tough to say. That's tough to say. So that would make it difficult to make a trading decision on the pound Kiwi at this point. What do you got? What do you think? What were you thinking, Jason? Long, I think you mentioned it, right? Hit that like button for me if you get a chance. Did we get our 2 thumbs down yet? I'm just curious if we got our 2 buddies that come in to give us our thumbs down. Miss those guys. Whenever I see a video without those 2 thumbs down, I'm like, what were they doing today, those lazy? Come on, man. Get out here. Give me the thumbs down. Miss seeing you guys, whoever you are. I have a good suspicion I know who it is. Let's see here. Gold bullish or bearish? It's the big $1 million question. We have our suspicions of what will take place, but they're just suspicions. We don't know anything for sure because we haven't seen anything solid. And the evidence is not suggesting that price is going to do anything at this point. You know, we were talking about this yesterday, that I have my suspicions of what is going to take place, but there's nothing hard on the charts to dictate what is going to take place. You see, that's the thing. The markets could dictate exactly what is going to take place when we get the chart signals. That's why the chart signals are so powerful. But in terms of seeing any chart signals, there's really nothing there. So we have to wait. You know, let's look at gold here. Their positions, remember, they were taking profits. So back in December, up through here, they were at, you know, an extreme amount of long positions, but they have since taken profits. At that time, they had, what, 70,000 shorts. So they took profits and they added long. That's to get price up here. And then they're taking profits again. This time, shorts are 86,000. So the difference between when price was here and when price is here is a much lower amount of long positions, first of all, 253, and 86,000 short. So that's pretty significant. But are they going to be able to sustain that and continue dropping price down? Who knows? So, yeah. We'll see. There's no chart signal that is dictating price is going to do something. Like I've mentioned before, trading is like you against the banks. And it's like sitting at a poker table. And if they're not showing you their cards, you don't play. Every once in a while, they'll flash and show you their cards. And they'll make moves. Okay? So you'll know what their cards are, and you'll see the move that they make. So let's wait until they flash the cards. We're somewhat seeing a glimpse of their cards, but we're waiting for them to make their move. So if we see that their cards are garbage, but they're betting big, then we know that they're bluffing, right? So if we feel like we have the edge, then we make the move against them. So in trading, it's like, if there's very significant areas of demand that are holding price, which we have, okay, and we're not seeing very strong signs of continued buying, then the move we have to wait for them to make is, do they remove their demand area? If they remove their demand area, then I am extremely sure, 100% positive, that price will continue dropping, because that's just what takes place. But if they hold this area and they start accumulating and start removing areas of supply, then they're going to be telling me that they're interested in taking price upwards. And so if that's the case, then I will believe them, and then I will know that they are taking price upwards. It's pretty much that simple. But when we're at a spot like this, we don't try to say what is going to take place, because we can't see what they're doing. I can speculate, but speculation can only take you so far. Okay? So in terms of gold, yeah, we'll see what happens. Ahmed, let's see. I remember you talking about herbal, yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I actually, I had mentioned once in a video that there was this tea that this lady, Renee Cassie, from back in the 50s here in Ontario, she used to make this tea. She got the concoction from an Indian, some Indian chief, and it's a concoction of different flowers and stuff. You make a tea from it, you drink it, and it just helps to keep your immune system working well, keep your body clean. And yeah, I gave that to my mother. I actually went and bought all the herbs because there's a place locally that I purchased it from. And my wife cooked up some of the tea, and we drink it every day. I mean, we take the weekends off, and then we continue Monday to Friday, drink the tea. Just for, like, keeping the body working at its optimum. And yeah, it's pretty good stuff. It doesn't taste that bad, and you only have to drink a small amount of it before bed. That's what I do. I drink it before bed, and that's it. It's good stuff. So keep your body healthy, and that's it. You have nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Zero. If you keep your body healthy, you have zero to worry about. Okay, so let's take a quick look at Aussie again. What are we seeing with Aussie? Aussie. Okay, Aussie. Yeah, we are seeing signs of them adding major to their short. We were talking about that the last few days, last few weeks, I should say. You know, we've seen them go from somewhat bearish, somewhat bullish, somewhat bearish, somewhat bullish, somewhat bearish. Now, a little bit more aggressive with their shorts, right? A little bit more aggressive with their shorts. So that could be a telltale sign that they're going to start dropping price down. You know, and the charts are suggesting that. You know, it's early to tell, but the charts are suggesting that. Bigger drop in price. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. Look, it's like inching to break through that area. Look at that. To the pip? You think that is a coincidence? I'll tell you it's not. You see where price stopped? Exactly to the pip at the bottom of our demand area. Okay? That means 90% chance, if not higher, price is eventually going to drop. If the area breaks through, it won't be used to facilitate a move higher. Okay? Because if demand came in the market and it was to be held, they would use it to facilitate a move higher. So if it gets removed, then obviously they're not using it to facilitate a move higher. It would be to facilitate a move lower. So logically, I have to conclude, 90% chance just by looking at this, that this area will break, price will decrease. And looking on the daily chart, we don't have demand until lower, 74s, 74.27s. So 74.27s, that's down there. Let's take a look. 74.27s. Yeah, there you go. Like this. So the odds of that move are, I'd say, 85% of that happening. Just by looking at what's taking place now. Okay? So, yeah, the evidence is piling up that we're going to get a move down. Significant one here on the Aussie. So that will be supportive of the drop in Aussie CAD, right? So that's looking good. Look at that demand. Contacted once, now deeper penetration. Yeah, looking good for a continued move. Looks good. Aussie Japanese yen, we were looking at that briefly. Still being held up, but yeah, that will continue. I think to the downside, very possible. Aussie Kiwi, both pairs are weak, so it's not really doing much. So that looks good. Aussie looks good. Yeah. So it just goes to show that the COT data is so so vital. Look at let's just do this here. Look at all the positions since November. Okay? Since November, that's all this trading here. So think about it. All of that consolidation, what have I said about consolidation? When price is just consolidating or ranging. I said that the institutions will range price to do one of two things, right? Either take profits on a position or accumulate a position. That's pretty much it. Take profits or accumulate. So what do you think they've been doing? Right? Final result. Did they use contract expirations to do anything here? Not really. Did they use contract expirations to do anything here? Not really. Did they use contract expirations to do anything here? Yes. What? Accumulate a massive short position. Interesting. Interesting. After a lot of ranging. And now all the signs are pointing that it is likely going to continue dropping. So next week's data, or this Friday's data, when it comes out this week, we could see this 73 go even higher. 73, maybe 80. Who knows? If we see that, oh boy, then this sucker is going to drop. But all we have to do is look at this week's trading. Would we see, you know, a drop in price, right? So if price is dropping, then yeah, we could see it likely increase. Great tea. I used to drink it, still do. Some of the ingredients. Yeah, it's not a bad tea. It's nice. Nice tea. Yeah, so that's looking good for a drop, Aussie. So this profit taking, you know, it may fuel larger retracements. At least we're seeing signs of that with the Aussie. In terms of gold, right, we saw some, we're seeing some evidence slowly building towards a potential for a bigger drop. You know, it's not quite there yet, but, you know, the early signs are there. And when I say the early signs, I mean, this is from my experience. This is from my experience. Your average trader would not see this. You know, this comes from years of experience being able to spot this. But it wouldn't be easy to spot. You know, because oh, look at that. How did that zone just appear at it like that? That's not good. Interesting. They said that issue was dealt with on TradingView. SEACT, that's right. That's the name of the tea. Yeah, so, you know, my intuition, my knowledge base is telling me, yeah, it looks like it's going to drop. I mean, it's there, it's building. Now, these are the early signs of that happening, so I wouldn't be surprised to see it drop. But, you know, to know with some higher degree of certainty, we want to see the demand area get taken out, and then we know. That gets taken out, and then it drops. So that's how we would know with higher degree of certainty. SEACT, yeah, that's right. Pound Swiss. It appears to me that the euro is weaker than the Aussie. The euro is weaker than the Aussie? Let's take a look. Yeah. It's leading the way. That's for sure. You know, it's already removed this area here. The 4-hour demand's already been removed. So when you put things into context and you look at where the Aussie is, that's a very similarly placed area of demand. So if it gets taken out on one chart, it will lead you to suspect that the other one will get taken out. It's usually how that works. So with the euro removing its demand, this one will usually get removed too. They're in the same place. They were created during the same time. One chart foreshadows what will take place on the other chart. Yeah, it's looking weak. So continue to move to the downside. Yeah. That is what the analysis was at the beginning of the week, right? Let me see, US CAS. There we go. Let's read what was written here. Report. Euro. All right, let's take a look what was written in the report last weekend. Price dropped hard as it did. The banks continued to close off some of their long positions for profit taking from 210 to 207,000. At the same time, they opened up shorts 92 to 118. That's significant. That's significant, okay? But then again, you know, previous to the contract expirations, they closed off their shorts from 124 to 92, okay? So they closed shorts, which would cause price to go up, and they closed longs, which would cause price to go down. So basically stabilizing price. And then they came in and they closed more longs, which causes price to drop, and they increased shorts, which causes price to drop. That's the big move down there. A couple weeks ago, we wrote we were watching the charts and saw great potential for a drop in price right after negative NFP. Data sparked interest in traders to short the dollar, which caused this chart to rally right into supply by the banks. And we indeed saw this massive drop we were expecting. Yeah. So we had mentioned that, right, a while back, that it was up at these highs around here. I think it was this area, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Remember NFP came out? NFP came out and it lured retail traders into shorting the dollar, okay, because it was negative. But what did I tell you? That the banks use these tricks. Don't fall for these tricks. You know, how many people shorted, right? Only to reverse. We weren't surprised by that. As they were dropping price, they rallied the euro into supply. So a lot of people were buying the euro at the highs. They got suckered. We mentioned this, we pointed it out. They got suckered into buying at the highs. And then look, how well did that work for them? Not too well, did it? All right? Not too well. And then on this dip or this bounce up, what do you think they were doing? Probably buying again. Let's take a look at that right now. 122s with respect to, okay, linked tweet. Let's see how well that works. That's good. It comes up, the tweet, and shows. So I wanted to document. So yeah, a little bit more bearish, but still mostly bullish. I wanted to document that. Still mostly bullish, and now price is turning down. So, and right now, yeah, it's pretty much the same situation right now. They haven't really changed it. Not too good for them. How often does the sentiment info on MyFX book change? Any idea? It's live. It adjusts live, so it'll slowly shift back and forth. Right now, one thing that I'm seeing is gold. Look at this. Oops. Oopsie daisy. Just screenshot something here. That's gold right now, mostly long. So yeah, that adds to the idea that price is likely going to drop. Yeah, so we're seeing all the evidence, right? Drop, 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 drop. That's what it is. It'd be tough to go against it. It'd be tough to go against it. So yeah, let's save that. I'm going to save that for my records. Save. I like to keep track of all these. Gold, there we go. Saved. Okay, so can you share the recipe for the tea? Yeah. It's very easy. Just SCAC tea recipe. I found a good website, but a friend of mine makes it. So she gave me her recipe, and then she also gave me the link for a website that you could check out. Did I spell it correctly? No, spelled it wrong. But she gave me a link to it. Let me see if I see the link here. SCAC.org. Yeah, it could be this one. I'll recognize it when I see it. It's good to drink. You want to be healthy? Oh yeah, this is the website. You want to be healthy? Yeah, it's a nice thing to drink. Okay, this is what the Indian tribe used to use. Because the nurse was like, how come you guys never get sick? It's like, well, we just take care of our bodies. What do you guys do to take care of your bodies? Well, one of the things we do is we make this tea from the herbs that we collect. We make this tea, we drink it, and it keeps us good. So those are the instructions for you right there. How to do it, what's in it, all that stuff, all the ingredients, how to store it. You know, it's all there. Look at that. Even a video you could watch on making it. And then somewhere on the website is, yeah, here's the story about this lady. You know, you got to read that story. It's really, really interesting. When you read up the story and you're like, wait a minute. Why are we running for the cure? Why do we buy ribbons and proudly post them on put them on our clothing and talk about running for the cure and all that stuff when this woman existed? Yeah, really eye-opening. So that's the website. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. So continued move lower. That's what I'm seeing. Yeah, it does look like Euro is weaker than the Aussie at this point, but Aussie is going to catch up. Okay, like I said, it just foreshadows. If it happened on the Euro, it's going to happen on the Aussie. It's just a matter of time. So bigger retracements is what I'm seeing. What are the traders doing? Oh boy, look at that again. Yeah, this even solidifies the fact that Aussie is likely going to drop. When you look at the sentiment for Aussie, they're mostly long. Mostly long. That. Okay. Mostly long. Euro, mostly long. Pound, mostly long. Gold, mostly long. Look at oil, mostly short. They're the exact opposite of what we're seeing. You know, these traders are opening positions exactly the opposite of what we're seeing the markets are going to do. It's so sad. It's every single time. They just can never get it right. You know? So you would think, right? All these trading strategies out there, all these analysts out there, giving all these recommendations, giving all these this analysis. How is it that every trader is always on the wrong side? Every single time. Oh, just once in a blue moon, might they get like a small move in their direction. It's like a casino, just giving a little bit of money so that they keep on coming back. But that's pretty much it. All right, so that's it, guys. If you have any other questions, we can chat. Otherwise, I'll let you guys go. Anything else you guys want to chat about before I let you guys go? I'll continue updating my charts throughout